According to Fox News, last night, River Phoenix talked about animal rights. Hi, welcome to the Motion Picture Notion. I'm your host, Gabriel Burton. I did not watch the Oscars last night because, as I've said in previous videos, where I used to watch it, I view it as an elitist circle jerk, and it's not my cup of tea. It's kind of like the Super Bowl, except there aren't even interesting commercials. You get about a half hour of actual substance, and then it's just 3 hours of fluff and Broadway music and shit, because clearly that's what people who like films are into, I guess. I wake up this morning and I find all this information about who won what. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna go through everything because there's some things like sound editing and stuff that I don't care, honestly. I'm gonna be real. I'm just gonna go over like the major things. Parasite took home most of the good stuff. Well, it won 3 awards, 3 major awards. It won Best Picture, Best Director, Bong Joon-ho. I mean, I don't see how I could screw out the pronunciation of that. Bong Joon-ho won Best Director for Parasite. It also won Best Original Screenplay by Han Jin-won. Don't think I could screw that up either. So yeah, I actually have not seen Parasite, but I really, really want to. It was recommended to me by my brother-in-law and pretty much everybody. I've just heard from everybody it's an amazing movie. I know it's about kind of like the classes, or at least I think it is. It follows 2 families. One's very rich, one's very poor. So that's definitely going to be something I have to do a review on this year for sure. The Joker actually took Best Actor and Best Score. I'm kind of trying to wonder, because the thing is, I mean, do I think that was an Academy Award-winning performance of the Joker? Yes, I'm not familiar with all of his competition, but I do think that was an Academy Award like worthy performance on behalf of Joaquin Phoenix. But I am kind of surprised that the Academy gave that to him, because I almost kind of feel like it's like please don't hate us, please come back, please watch our program. I look at the Joker and the gritty realism behind it, and it makes me think back to being such a big horror fan. It makes me think back to like Hereditary and how Toni Collette, in my opinion, got straight up snubbed for at least a nomination for that performance, because the Academy is just a bunch of snobs, honestly, and they don't view horror as like an actual art form, or at least they don't appear to. So I am kind of surprised that something like the Joker won. I mean, it is kind of a big middle finger to Rotten Tomatoes, and I like that. I'm happy that he won. I really am. He's Joaquin Phoenix is an awesome actor. He's one of my favorite actors. Best Actress is Renee Zellweger. I did not see that movie. Sorry, Renee. Best Supporting Actress, Laura Dern. I did not see that movie. I'm sorry, ladies. Sorry. How dare you? Okay, so Best Adapted Screenplay went to Taika Waititi for Jojo Rabbit. I'm really not surprised it won, because I'm kind of surprised we're still having this conversation. You know, it's a joke, but it's kind of also an insightful joke. And it's also one that's done by a non-white Jew. So, I mean, come on. The producers came out in 1968, for God's sake. Like, we need to get over this shit. Best Animated Film was Toy Story 4, which is great, because I love those toys, and just when you think that there can't possibly be another chapter that actually has some meaning, they come out with another one. It's pretty amazing. Pixar is really the only like subsidiary of Disney that knows how to tell it like to screw off when they need to, you know. Best Effects went to 1917. Yet another one that I really wanted to see, because there was a documentary that came out couple years ago by Peter Jackson. It's called They Shall Not Grow Old, and it's about World War I. And it's essentially a bunch of like 4K, like digitally remastered footage of and colorized of all these soldiers in World War I, and the only like audio in the whole thing is essentially testimony from the soldiers themselves. Really, really, really cool. Definitely got me interested in seeing this movie. Might have even inspired this movie's existence. That, or the fact that it's now like 100 years later, so they're like, oh, let's talk about World War I. But effects I am particularly interested in, because I've heard that the entire movie is edited to feel like it's literally just one shot. I mean, that's really fascinating. That's a really ballsy thing to do. So I am kind of looking forward to seeing that. Overall, I mean, it seems that the awards actually went to the places that they belonged, or at least to parties that earned them this year. Maybe I will try to do a little bit more of like an in-depth coverage going forward. Like, you know, maybe next year I'll actually watch more than half of the movies that are contenders. But anyways, that's all she wrote.